Welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite spiritual mother, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a makeup tutorial. But it's not just any makeup tutorial because I'm gonna be talking, girl. I'm gonna be talking. Let's just go, okay? I heard through the grapevine that y'all done missed my makeup tutorials and stuff, and you guys want me to bring makeup back, so here I am, okay? You know, I don't want to run the other beauty gurus off the internet. I'm just kidding. So I'm just here to do a little quick chit chat with you guys while I get ready for my next video. Before I get started, I just want to let you know that I am using my Fenty Beauty True Matte Primer, as well as my Makeup Forever Step 1 Radiant Primer in the shade Caramel. And I didn't use this all over the face. I only used it where I'm dark. So under the eyes, I have some nose ring action going on. I have it around my mouth, and I have a little bit on the bridge of my nose. So that's what I did with that. I have a few blemishes that are annoying, but it's okay. I filled my eyebrows in with my, whatchamacallit? What's that thing called? Benefit. Hey, Benefit. So I don't really know where to start. I guess I'll just start by saying that it's really important that we be careful what we say, how we say it, when we say it, and how no matter what we're going through in life, I think it's important that we speak life into our situations and speak life into everything attached to our name, because whether you want to believe it or not, there is a lot of power, a whole lot of power in the use of your tongue. And you might not understand that, but basically what I'm saying is you have to be careful about what you say, who you say it to, because you can speak things into existence, whether good or bad. And it's important to always only speak good, even when things don't look or feel good. You still have to speak good. Speak highly and favorably upon everything. Even on people that you don't like, girl. Bless them anyway, you know? That's kind of what I want to talk about today, and I want to talk about manifesting and stuff. That's what's on my spirit today to talk about while I beat this visage. So that's what we're going to talk about, because I was led to read something that I had personally written down. And by the way, any products I'm using will be in the description box. This is Beam Time by MAC. This is actually a prophetic word today, because this word is not going to be for everybody. That's definitely a fact. This word is not going to be for everybody. This word is not going to reach everybody. But for those of you that journal, for those of you that like to keep account, for those of you that believe in manifestation, this word may be for you. Everybody else, just here for the makeup, girl. So, as I was saying, it's really important to speak life into our situation and not to doubt the life that we're speaking into our situations. I've always been that way, and I've always believed about the power being in the tongue. That's why you can't really be out here wishing death on people, because it can actually happen if you speak it. And then you're gonna be left with guilt, because you should have been speaking life, but you were over there being bitter Betty, and we're speaking death over somebody because you were mad and your emotions lied to you. I think we all get to a place sometimes where we're so frustrated with a person or an individual, and you feel like you want them to die, to wither away, to go. But then as you mature, you realize how silly that is. Even if they did you really dirty, really wrong, you can't really say, I want you to die. I mean, geez, that is dark. You know, so it's important to realize that you have to be mindful of the words that you speak, of the things you write down. And so since I was a little girl, I've always kept a journal of some sort. But I did realize that once I fell in love, my journaling slowly but surely disappeared, and I stopped journaling. I even lost one of my favorite journals, and I always say that I regret not keeping better track of it, because I would love to share the entries that were in there. They would make for great videos right now, but it just was not supposed to be that way. I was supposed to lose it, so it's gone, and I have to give it up. Like, I have to get over it. Anyway, I've always been the type to keep a journal and write down my feelings, write down just anything really. And so I was led to read one of my journal entries, or actually my whole entire journal from 2017, and I had started journaling again in 2017 because I was pregnant. I'm like, I want to document this whole entire pregnancy. I didn't even really know or realize that I had done this, but I started journaling pretty much as soon as I found out I was pregnant. So I found out on the 28th of April, and my first journal entry is like May 1st or May 2nd or something like that, okay? Before I actually even get into that, I'll talk to you guys quickly about a vision board that I made in 2015. And that vision board, pretty much everything on it came to life in a way that, like, when I looked back at it, I was like, whoa, like, that's crazy that everything on this vision board came to life, because it was everything from moving into my own place to having over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. The number I had actually placed on there was 126,000 subscribers. For whatever reason, I limited myself to that. But all those things were on there in 2015, and by 2016, it happened. And so I think from that point, I realized the power in writing things down and making things, you know, come to fruition, and praying about what I needed or thought I needed and wanted to happen in my life and for my life. And so when 2017 rolled around, it's not that I forgot about how my vision board came to life and how I manifested that through the grace of God, but I think I didn't really consider it the same thing, because the vision board takes a little bit more work than just simply writing something on paper. But I realized you can make a vision board, you can write it on paper, it doesn't matter. As long as you write it down, chances are it can happen. It will happen if you believe it to happen. I'm talking specifically about 2017 because it was a big year for me. I found out I was pregnant, I was super excited, and I knew how long I had wanted to start a family for, and it was finally happening. And so I am actually going to read you guys some parts of the entries that I was doing, but the reason that I'm bringing it up is because I didn't find out what I was having or who I was having until August, because you can't be 2 seconds pregnant and find out the sex or gender of your baby. I had been praying a lot when I was pregnant, and I always joke and say that I wouldn't leave God alone in my pregnancy, because I really wouldn't leave him alone. Like, I said, I know God is tired of me. He is annoyed because I've been praying and asking every day for this thing, and like, I just wouldn't leave him alone. I wouldn't shut up. But now that I'm on my spiritual journey, I realized that God loves that. And that's exactly why he gave me exactly what I asked for. And I want to point out a couple things. So when you're pregnant, everybody under the damn sun wants to chime in and tell you, oh, your belly's high, your belly's low, I bet it's a boy, it's a girl, blah, 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 blah. And it gets tired real quick. And if you guys recall, I used to get really upset when people would speak that over me. And I didn't realize it until now that the reason that I was getting so upset was because, one, y'all ain't Jesus. And two, I knew what I had been asking God for and praying to God for. And I knew that God would give me what I wanted, what I had been asking for. And people would be comparing their situation to my situation, which we don't do comparisons around these parts, honey. And so when they would do that, I would be getting upset too, because just because you asked for something and didn't get it doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen to me, because you are not me and I am not you. And so I was getting really, really genuinely angry when people were speaking boy pregnancy over my child. And I was like, oh no. That's not what I prayed for. So y'all gotta back up off of me. Okay, y'all gotta get out of here. Y'all better move with that thing. I didn't ask God for no boy baby. I'm sorry, I didn't. So yes, I'm gonna be grateful with whatever he gives me, but I also know that when I was praying, that's what I had asked him for, a healthy baby girl. And the thing was, it was so much deeper than that, because from I was probably in high school, I had already picked out Salem's name. I was ready to have my firstborn be a girl and all these things. And so when it came to people now being all up in my biznai and saying the opposite, my spirit was troubled. When I was led back to my journal, because I believe God was trying to show me something. He was trying to remind me, like, baby girl, there's power in what you write down. He wanted me to see something because there's something else I had written down in 2018 that I was waiting to come to pass. But I think I forgot that I had written it down. And so what happened was I was reading the first journal entry, and then I just kept reading. And then when I got to that journal entry and I realized that it's happening, I'm like, oh, so that's what he wanted me to see. It was never about what I had written down before. It was about what I wrote down in 2018, but I had written it down and not put the work in. Oh, Jesus. Whoa, I feel the presence of God, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Lord have mercy. Anyway. This is the journal. It says live in the now. On May 2nd, like I said, I had done the first entry. It was 2:05 a.m. and I started talking about a couple days prior. So I started talking about basically me finding out that I was pregnant. As I kept reading the journal, I had come across something and it just jumped off the page to me. And it was that in May, like the 3rd or the 5th, I don't even know what day, I'll figure it out later, I had written down about the pregnancy of CORRECTOR, but I referred to the baby as Salem, and whenever I wrote about her in the journal, I wrote her, and I used girl pronouns, female pronouns. I didn't use the baby. I never said the baby. I never said it. I never said this is a boy name just in case it's not Salem. No, there was no doubt in my mind that God had blessed me with Salem. And even in the journal entry as well, I had said something along the lines of God has blessed me with the ability to carry a child. So I was giving him the glory and I didn't even realize it, child. I said, well, that is why he done chose me, girl. My steps were ordered. Salem was divine, is divine. And so she's meant to be here. When I came across that, I was like, whoa, I was 2 seconds pregnant and I was over here talking about Salem in May when I didn't find out if I was having a girl until August. I think because my steps have been ordered since the beginning of time and I wasn't technically really in tune with it, I think it's my spirit that was being upset at everybody speaking a boy into my life when my spirit knew different. My spirit just knew that it was Salem. I said, God wouldn't do that to me. That's what I kept saying. Like, anytime I would have a shred of doubt, I would literally end up sitting there for long periods of time just praying and speaking life into my womb. And there was parts of me that were feeling guilty when I would feel like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know if I'm having a girl for sure by the ultrasound. And so what if I'm not having a girl? I feel guilty about, like, what if it's a boy? And so every single time that would happen, I would go and I'd get deep into prayer and I would tell myself, God wouldn't do that to me because that's not what I asked for. So I need to stop worrying, because that's a lot of the times what we do. We believe God for stuff. Clearly, I believe that I was going to have a girl if I'm writing in May that her name is Salem when, like, she was still the size of a poppy seed at that point. And so I thought it was so powerful when I came across the passage that I really put my all and my faith into what I believed, which was that I was carrying just who I had prayed for. So some of you might be dealing with that same issue. You know what God has shown you, and so now you're forced to reject some words, some curses that people are speaking over you because you know what you prayed for. And you're believing God for it. And those people are put around you to cast that doubt. Woo, girl. Whew. Sometimes when God is speaking through me, I just have to be taking breaths, girl. Oh my God. So you have to rebuke those things that people are speaking over you and into you that are casting the doubt and the opposite of what you have been asking God for and believing God for. Not just asking him, but believing him for it, because that is what your faith is. And so some of you might have clicked this video, child, not here to hear these things, but you're like, hold on, let me put my ear a little closer to the screen now, because she is speaking a word, honey. And that means that you are here. This is a divine appointment, girl. Welcome. How are you? Anyway, sometimes you got to learn to reject these things and not allow them to cast doubt in your mind. That's how the enemy gets you. He brings doubt to your mind, and he will use the people around you to do it. So he was using my subscribers to do it. He was allowing them to type these, you're gonna have a boy, your belly is low, girl, that is a boy in there. But I said, nah. I said, Jesus wouldn't do that to me. That's what I literally had to say. I said, God would not do that to me. And that's the thing, because I kept rejecting it and I kept believing what I knew to be true, it happened. And it's gonna happen for you too. It's really important to speak life over your situation, your circumstances. Doesn't matter how bad it's looking, it is what it is. And so I want to even bring up the fact that I really believed. Do you guys remember the video? I think it was the baby names video, where I had shown an outfit that I bought for the baby that was a girl outfit. I said, as soon as I saw it in the store, it jumped out to me. I said, that is for Salem. I don't know what I'm having, you know, in the natural, but in the spiritual, girl, in the supernatural, I know that this is baby Salem, honey. So let me buy this little Minnie Mouse outfit real quick to solidify this thing, because I don't have the room for doubt right now. Because I don't know what to do with the little boy. I really just don't know. It's too much. And then I found that I ran into the same issue when I got pregnant the second time, which was that was a supernatural pregnancy, girl. I'm telling you, she was not planned. I say that Bellamy wasn't mine and my husband's plan, but she was definitely in God's plan, because firstly, I was 5 months postpartum when my period decided to show up again, and I was like, oh hell no, what is this? What is this? I said no. And then I had 2 periods, and then one day, you know, my husband and I, my mom and my daughter, we went to our favorite restaurant in Ottawa. And it's ironic because this restaurant actually closed down shortly after we had gone there, and we were so devastated when we realized that it was no longer open. Anyway, we had gone to my favorite restaurant. We came home, we was lit. Well, not even came home, we were lit on our way back home. And for whatever reason, my mom was like, oh, I'm gonna take Salem to my house. You guys just enjoy each other's company or whatever. Y'all know what that means. And so we enjoyed each other's company a little too much. And so as soon as it happened, since my period had returned, right? As soon as it happened, there was no doubt in my mind. I said, oh my God, I'm pregnant. Listen, I exaggerate not. This is what happened. I think it was in August, whatever. I kid you not. I was there. I didn't even get up to wash myself yet. I was like, I'm pregnant. I just knew it in my spirit. I knew it. I said, oh no, I'm fertile myrtle, girl. I'm just like my mama. Like, I was not trying to get pregnant right now, but I just knew that's what it was. And so Bellamy is also divine, because she is meant to be here. There was no doubt in my mind that I was pregnant. And so again, I got in my prayer closet, girl. I was praying. And originally, when we had discussed like second baby, we always kind of said, you know, a boy and a girl's cool. But secretly, girl, I actually realized that I still just wanted to have girls, and that I wasn't ready for a boy yet. And so I didn't tell my husband that, but I low-key really wanted a girl. And so when we were trying to figure out names for babies, we actually had a boy name picked, but in my heart, I wasn't sure that I was really with that name. I'm actually with it now, but let me not even talk about what I'm with now. So yeah, I wasn't sure about it. And so I was like to God, I said, God, please just give me a girl, because the girl name that we have picked out, I really, really like it. And I'm not 100% sure that I want to name my son what we've decided. So please, God, do this thing for me. Do your fuck this, honey. Because I need you to come through for me again. And so once again, I was praying and believing that because the name that we chose, I just felt something in my spirit like, that's it. I knew that I had to be pregnant with a girl again. And lo and behold, I go to my ultrasound and I find out it's a girl. And I'm like so relieved and so ecstatic. And I didn't really journal too much when I was pregnant with Belle. I honestly felt like I couldn't journal because I felt like the pregnancy was going by like the speed of light, girl. And I was like, hold on now, I didn't even get time to, like, you know, it's going by fast. So I didn't really journal with Belle, but there she was. And so once again, people were speaking over me what I was having, and I said, listen here, okay, listen here, I know what my God told me, so y'all better back up off of me with your lies. So I realized that we all do this, so, you know, we can't get too upset. But if you see that somebody is getting defensive when you try to cast doubt where they are believing something, don't take it personal. Realize that what you think doesn't matter when somebody is believing something, especially if they're believing that this is what God has shown them, this is what God has told them. Don't get upset about them being like, you're annoying. God is not a man that he should lie, honey. So if you're at that point where you are trying to manifest things and you're believing things to be true because you feel like you've been led to this place, well, this is the word you need to hear to know that you're on the right track. You've been led by the Holy Spirit. And this is also the word that's going to be allowing you to say, this is what God did in my life. And this is your confirmation. All I'm doing is giving you confirmation. And that's the thing about a prophetic word. Don't let somebody come to you with a prophetic word and tell you something and get you all excited about it if it's not confirmation, because chances are that person's going to turn around and ask you for money because they told you something positive. It's a trick, okay? So don't believe that. But if this is something, if I'm confirming something for you right now, take it and run, girl. Take it and run. That is what today I'm calling this video, take it and run, while I get my makeup done. This is why having the spirit of discernment is so important, because people can just be coming to you, claiming they prophet and all these things, and they're not. And they're telling you this because they want to rob you. It's like that story about the fortune teller or the gypsy lady that told somebody, oh, this is what I see for you, but so you have to take all your money and bury it here. And then the gypsy then come and the lady that came and dug up all the money and stole it. Y'all better get the spirit of discernment down. And you cannot allow anybody and everybody to speak into your life. And you have to learn to reject what you don't believe to be true. Now, you have to also understand when it's constructive criticism that you're receiving, you have to be able to tell that, and not that the person is trying to cast doubt, but they're trying to do something else. They're just trying to help you see. Like, sometimes you're wrong, you know, but if you are 1000% sure God has sent you many confirmations about what you've been praying for, and then somebody comes and confirms it for you, well, take it and run. But if somebody's coming and telling you something new and claiming these things and speaking certain things over your life, even if they're positive, you have to double check with God before you move forward with it. I just had to use the spirit of discernment over my eyeliner, because I had a feeling, girl, that if I do an eyeliner, I'm gonna mess up my whole look. So I'm just gonna throw some lashes on with this. We have to know that sometimes there's forces working against us. And so because there's forces working against us, sometimes people unknowingly cast seeds of doubt where there's not supposed to be any doubt. And that's the thing. When you start to doubt God, he's not going to give you what you asked for. He's going to give you the exact opposite because you were doubtful. But some of you are past that point. And so, like I was saying before, it's really important to write down what you're believing him for, and knowing that it will come to pass. Some of you, it's closure that you need God to handle for you, or restoration of relationship. There's a lot of different things that we write down that we want to happen. And writing it down is like one of the first steps to believing that it will be. And so a lot of people call this laws of attraction, but it's much deeper than that. I don't know about praying to the universe, girl. I know about praying who created the universe, but I don't know nothing about praying to no damn universe, okay? Somebody might have a missing sibling, a missing family member, a missing friend, and it feels like they're never gonna be found, but write that on down. Write it down and believe that you will get the closure that you're looking for, that the person will be found. It could be that, it could be your marriage, it could be your child is giving you trouble, girl. Whatever it is that you want God to come in and handle because you don't have the capacity or the power to do it on your own, write that on down. Believe it's done and leave it alone. We have to start recognizing the power that we possess. We have to start recognizing that we can speak to our own situations. You don't need me to come in and lay hands on you. You don't need your pastor to lay hands on you. You can lay hands on yourself, okay? That's one of our biggest problems, is that we're always looking for someone else other than God to solve our problems for us, when we literally possess that power right here, okay? Right here. I think as humans, we've gotten so used to disappointment that we expect it. So much like how I was praying to have a girl baby, the fact of the matter is, even though I wanted to believe it with every fiber of my being, I wasn't able to, because somebody was always throwing doubt in there. And as much as I was rejecting it, it was still somewhere in the back of my mind, which is why I had to keep praying, because I needed it to leave me alone. I needed reassurance. And even after I got my ultrasound, I still had to keep praying. And that's why I was saying God must have been tired of me, because I would not leave him alone. Even after he gave me the confirmation, literal ultrasound that said, yeah, that's a girl in there, ain't no boy in there, I was like, but what if the ultrasound tech was wrong? Because people casted that doubt. People said, oh, my friend thought she was having a boy. She had 3 ultrasounds. They said that it was a boy. When she gave birth, it was a girl. I said, that's her situation, boo-boo. Okay, the likelihood of that is not high. Your doctor ain't my doctor. Sorry. And so, as much as I wanted to, as much as I was rejecting the word, it had already been a seed that was planted. So my only option was to remain in prayer. There was no way around it. If I didn't remain in prayer, I would have been disappointed, because the prayer is what kept my disappointment away. And so for those of you that do like to write things down, that journal, go and look at your old entries and see if what I'm saying is actual factual. See if the things that you wrote down have come to pass. And if that is the case, then you need to start doing it knowingly. Start doing it and allowing it to be effective. Start doing it and praying about it and believing that it will be done. There is nothing too great or too small that you can ask God for, or ask him for guidance with. Anything that you know is out of your hands, you should definitely be turning to God and praying about it, that it will come to pass. And also, pay attention to your dreams. And if you can remember your dreams, as soon as you wake up, write them down so that you can revisit them. And when you when you dream and you're confused about it, ask God to reveal to you what it means. Because your dreams are often how God communicates with you to show you certain things. I'm going to read this to you. This is May 22nd. So I still have no idea. In the natural realm, I still have no idea that I'm carrying Salem. I'm just believing that I'm carrying Salem. So this is a little bit into one of the entries. On the 22nd, it's 1:15 a.m. and I write, literally all day I'm nauseous and a tad miserable, but I make the best of it. I just want my little Salem to be happy and healthy, so I'm doing my best before she gets here. I feel so overwhelmed and I'm still in disbelief, like, wow, we're really having a baby. God is allowing for me to bring a little human into the world, and I'm so grateful. And I wrote more, but girl, I don't feel like reading y'all everything. It's a lot of words on this page, child. Okay? So you just tried to pause it so you could zoom in and read. I've learned very quickly certain things just can't be right now, so I'm embracing it. I can't even stand the smell of any damn meat. I can't even look at meat. And so I think there's something really powerful there where I said, I've learned very quickly certain things just can't be right now. And that applies to life, because sometimes we're going through things and it's just what it is. And we have to just learn to accept that. And so for me in that moment, it was the fact that I couldn't eat meat and my body just didn't want it. My palate couldn't take it. I was sick. At the sight of meat, I would throw up. The smell of meat, I would throw up. So I learned to accept it, because as much as I thought I wanted to eat a steak, I didn't want anything to do with steak, chicken, whatever it was. And so with life, it's the same thing. Sometimes things just can't go the way we want them to go, but we'll get through it with the grace of God, okay? And we have to just trust him that everything is exactly how it's supposed to be right now. And so that's pretty much all I wanted to share with you guys for today. I'm gonna go film my second segment of Botox right now, but I want you guys to leave here or leave this video feeling refreshed, renewed, feeling confirmation. Want you guys to get in the habit of writing things down, the things that you need to see happen, want to see happen, the things that you feel in your spirit are supposed to happen for you. Write them down. And I'm not going to tell you be realistic about it. I want you to be unrealistic, just because the stuff that we have in our heart that are supposed to be don't come from us. They come from God. And so if you believe that something unrealistic can happen because you're not basing it on your situation or your circumstances right now, God will perform that miracle for you, because he likes that you're stepping out in faith. He wants you to live by faith and not by sight. Okay, so take this word and apply it to your life. Start writing things down and believing them that they're already done, and watch your life transform. Watch everything that you said is going to happen come to pass. And at that point, you will never cast doubt again, because you've already seen what he's done. I've already seen that. I've already seen that. God told me I was going to have Salem years ago, and now Salem is here. And I started writing it down and believing it. Like, y'all wasn't about to tell me I was having no boy. Sorry, okay? It just wasn't the case. And so, yeah, I think that's all I want to leave you guys with today. I love you all so much. Let the light shine, girl. This little light of mine. It's like I sing at the end of every video. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it beam, honey. Let it beam like this highlight, girl. I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in